for the size of the engine, it's a pretty big feeling that bike has a presence.
Welcome to MCC Just Motos. Hey guys, it's Andy from MCC Just Motos, and I've been thinking about this video for a long time. I want to talk about something that just been on my mind for a long time. I recently got a Royal Enfield Meteor 350. You can check out the video right here on how I got it. I really like the bike, and the more I thought about it and the more that I've been riding the motorcycle, I don't know if I'd classify it as a starter bike. There's some things about it that make it way better than a starter bike, and there's also some things that preclude a few folks from using this as a beginner bike. So let me get into just my thoughts offhand, and then I'm going to bring in Nick, a fellow rider, and ask him what he thinks about riding on this particular motorcycle. So here's why I think that it's a more of a bike than just a starter bike. It's a bigger frame than a lot of starter bikes that I know. You can actually ride two up on it, and some of the models come with a backrest. You can get windshield. It's very, very laid out, laid back, and it reminds me a lot of well, it is a cruiser motorcycle. It's a lightweight cruiser. You can do some touring on it. It gets 70 miles a gallon, 50 to 70 miles a gallon, and you're laid back, stretched out, very comfortable, even in stock form. You can put luggage and saddlebags and just bring a lot with you. I've had two people on it and it cruises just fine. The torque on it is great. It's not hurting for power down low. It's really easy and very, very good handling. Decent suspension, handling better than average. For a cruiser, it's lightweight but stable enough where it's not super lightweight where you're going to get blown all over the place, and it handles really good. The negatives on it is just really not an extreme highway cruiser. I haven't had it on the highway a lot yet just because I'm still breaking the motorcycle in, but the power is definitely more down low. It's only a 5-speed, and I don't know if having a 6th gear would help it in cruise at 70, 80 miles an hour. I think top speed on it is about 70 to 85 miles an hour, but you're really wrapping out the engine. So it will do it, but it won't do it in a relaxed state. And that's kind of what you want for extreme cruising. It's going to do the back roads, side roads, fantastic, but it's also, it can do the long distance touring, but it's a little bit on a high strung side of the house if you're doing that long distance touring. But it's more than a round town bike. It's more than a starter bike. It can carry stuff. It's very comfortable. It's stylish. It's retro. It's cool looking. Has a heel toe shifter. And again, the suspension and the feel of the bike is much more than a starter bike. You're going to be able to carry it and not be wanting more of a bike, I think, for a long, long while. Now, here's why I don't think it's a beginner bike for certain people. It's a little bit tall, and if you're just getting into motorcycling, it can be a little bit daunting to get on the motorcycle because it's so tall for a beginner bike. It's 430 some pounds, I think, and while that's not extremely heavy, there are certain motorcycles that are about 100 pounds lighter that are a little bit easier to use. And then also, it's not extremely, the balance on it's fine, but the center of gravity is maybe a little bit higher than some other beginner bikes. So the center of gravity is a little higher. So what that means is when you're on the kickstand and you're rolling it up, it takes a little bit extra weight, and that can be a little bit scary to some beginner riders. So if you can get over that, and you can get over the tallness of the motorcycle. So if you're really short, it can be a little daunting. But they do have a lower seat, so that might help. Oh, and the tires are a little bit thicker than some of the other tires from some starter bikes. And what that means is just when you're rolling around in the garage or just kind of moving around, sometimes it can be a little bit harder to roll around. And if you're not comfortable moving a motorcycle very easily, that can be a detractor. So those are the negatives. The positives are it's wonderful down low power. The brakes are great. It's good. It's actually better than average handling. and very, very comfortable. So those are the things that make it better than an average starter bike. So it's kind of a little mix here and there. Would I recommend it? It depends on your height. That's really what I'll say. I think if you're average height or a little bit taller, I think, yes, I could recommend this motorcycle. I think it'd be a great motorcycle that you can ride deeper into just than calling it a beginner bike. But if you are shorter in stature, maybe not so much. And if you do only extreme highway cruising, well, it's going to be hard to find a beginner motorcycle that's only good for highway cruising. So it's deeper than a beginner motorcycle, lasts you a long time. I'm really excited to get more and more familiar with this motorcycle. So we're going to ride it. We're going to bring Nick in and get his thoughts on it. Let's go check it out.
Yep, super easy to move. It's pretty lightweight.
You want to try put on?
Pretty easy.
Want to try put on a center stand?
Yeah.
All right. What'd you think of that?
That was easy compared to the Himalayan, which obviously is a lot bigger. But take it off. See.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not bad at all.
All right, hop on. See how it feels. There is the backrest.
Yeah.
It's taller, right, than your bike?
It is, yeah. I don't think it may not be quite as tall as the Himalayan, but it's pretty up there. The seat's pretty wide as well.
Yeah.
Which makes a huge difference in that. But again,
I want to show you something. It has a heel toe shifter. See that?
oh yeah.
So to downshift, you push down. To upshift, you use your heel.
Okay.
But you can still do it either way, right? But it's a lot easier with the heel toe. A lot of big bikes have it. This is the only lightweight cruiser or anything other than like a full-size cruiser that has it, I know.
Yeah, that's pretty nice actually.
And what's your size, if you don't mind me asking? Tall, height?
Oh, I'm only 5'5".
5'5", and what's your inseam?
It's around probably 29 inches.
Okay.
Something like that. It's pretty short.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 foot's easy. And again, the fact it's lightweight, you can switch feet.
Okay.
Pretty easy too.
Okay. Yeah, it's not a super heavy bike.
No. But for the size of the engine, it's a pretty big feeling bike. Like it has a presence to it. So.
Okay. What are you rocking on your foot gear? Some TCXs?
Yeah.
Nice. Some armor jacket?
Some street. Yeah, it's the Scorpion jacket. One of theirs.
Okay. Cool. All right, so we're gonna go for a ride.
All right.
Okay, I think we're good. You ready to ride? Okay, so this is a sports complex, and we'll take a ride down, and then we'll get your thoughts afterwards. All right, so I'm riding his Vulcan S. I'll give you my thoughts on this. This is a great comparison on how the Meteor would be. Actually, let's go this way real quick. Take him through some of my twisties that I know about. And he has his blinker on. All right. There's fifth gear and there's sixth. So this bike is definitely more powerful comfort wise, it's a lot lower. It's raked out. It's more nimble. Oh, it's not really loud, but it's definitely a parallel twin instead of a thumpy single. And it feels definitely much tighter, sportier, and connected. Oh yeah. So feels like it's racy and ready to go. Whoops. All right, I got to do that. Feels like it's racy and ready to go. It's a lot tighter of a bike. It's not as relaxed, and but the handlebar grip is great. The handlebar feel for this one's great. The seat is a little more sculpted. That's a little more padded. And we'll get some turns in. Real simple. Nothing crazy. Oh, he's keeping up with me now. That's good. I can tell he's a little more comfortable with it. There we go. We're going to get Nick riding the bike. Ooh, that's a nice thump to it. And this Vulcan S is a lot. It's not a lot more nimble, but it's definitely a tighter bike. Like the front end's tighter, but the nimbleness is about the same. So the transition is a slightly bit quicker transition, not terribly, but it really is a much tighter front end feel. Like you get more leverage quicker on this, but the flickability is about the same from what I can tell. Looking sharp. I can see that foot sticking out on the left-hand side. I'm going to ask him about that. You can see he's keeping his foot out. But I think I do the same thing just to keep it out of the way of the shifter. To the left there. Yup, definitely. He did it. Cool. Good deal. And we both test the anti-lock brakes. I was gonna say, you tested the anti-lock, right? Alright. Oh, that son of a gun. He's good. Yeah, this has a lot more beams. Oh man, this turning radius sucks. That's not great. This bike is good. It's tighter. It's a lot tighter. That's all I can say. It feels more tense. So it feels more ready to... It's not more comfy. That's for sure. Definitely has a more tense feel. I think the lane angle is about the same on both these bikes. The stability... I don't know, just from what I can tell, was probably, I think they're real close. If the fact that I'm thinking about it is real close. This one feels, the front end feels a little twitchier to me. I think it's a lot more vibration in the handlebars actually, and so it's a little twitchier on the front end there. Believe it or not, even though it's tighter. Oh, he has tons of ground clearance. He's not going that fast, so. Tons of ground clearance. Nice. Alright, so this is definitely a different feel. It's a definite more horsepower motorcycle. But I don't know if it's an easier... I think I like the engine on that one better, just the characteristic. But I don't know if it has enough oomph for top highway speed. Okay guys, we just had Nick ride the Meteor 350. He rides the Vulcan S and a Himalayan. I haven't asked him, I haven't told him any of my thoughts, but what was your overall impression of the Meteor? And if you want to talk about it, go right ahead, man. Now, I really like the dash layout in your Vulcan S. What did you think of the dash layout? Was it easy to read? Did you like how it looked?
Yeah, it was pretty nice. The one thing that I did miss, or at least I didn't see on this one, was a tachometer.
Yeah.
Certainly for a new bike, when you're trying to get a feel for the gears and everything, it'd be nice to be able to visually see that. Okay. Since I'm not used to the sound, but I mean, speedometer, everything was easy to read. Gear indicator was nice. So
okay. There's a hello to my neighbor. What did you think of the brakes?
They might not be the best I've ever tried, certainly, but they feel all right for what I expected out of a bike of that size.
All right, and what do you think about looks?
It's a great looking bike.
I'm gonna get to you then. Okay.
Yep.
Tell me the things that you like about it.
So I said I kind of like the slightly more upright seating positions. Certainly it's brand new, so it's nice and shiny. That's always nice. I assume the rear passenger seat is stock and everything. That's nice. Mine I had to add on. But yeah, overall I think it's a nice classic look for a bike.
Now,
so if that's what you're into, I think that's nice.
Now, Nick, this was your first bike, right?
Yes.
Okay. But you've ridden dirt a little bit growing up, right?
Yes.
Now, I want your honest take. Think about a rider of your stature, when you first came in. What do you think you would have felt about the Meteor 350? Do you think that would have been on your radar? And do you think it'd be a good bike for a beginning new rider?
So, of my height, I think the Vulcan is still a little nicer just for me, just because you do have a couple extra inches of, or it's a couple inches closer to the ground, so that makes it nicer. I do a lot of highway riding, so I certainly like the larger engine. But I think it would be a fine bike for a first one. I don't know if I would necessarily recommend it. But again, I'm not as used to it, so I'm certainly partial to mine and biased.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you for your thoughts. All right, guys, what do you think? That's going to do it for me. I hope you liked watching what Nick thought and what I thought on this particular motorcycle, the Meteor 350. Do you think it's a good beginner bike? Drop a comment below. Let me know your comments. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Thanks for watching.